Do you have a budget guide in terms of your practice areas and about how much a lead should cost on average?
So basically the thing is how much to allocate to budget. This is really valuable. So anybody who hasn't been through this exercise with me, try to take notes. To grab a sheet right now and follow along and ask these questions for yourself, okay? The first question is, how much is an average client worth? This is lifetime value. Also looking at historical data of the last 12 months. So Chad, you do PI. Last 12 months, your average attorney's fees collected is how much?
15.
Great. So everybody write that down for yourself, whatever that is. Second question is, how much am I willing to spend to make 15K? So this is a tricky question. Obviously, you'd be like, well, I'm going to spend 14,000 to make 15K. Would you take up on that offer, Chad?
I don't like that offer. No.
It will make you money. You'll make money out.
I would.
Right?
I like the add to value ratio to be 2 to 1.
Perfect. Exactly. But the theoretical question is up to, theoretical. Just want to understand because I want you to understand the reasoning behind it. You'll be willing to theoretically pay $14,199 to make $15,000. Somebody comes to you and literally offers that to you, you'll be a multi-billionaire overnight, just theoretically. But as Chad's there, realistically,
not if it's taking up your time.
Correct. Theoretically, the ROI that we're shooting for is usually 300%, which another way is 2 for 1 or $3 spent. There's different ways for $2 profit, or spend 1, make 2, or make $2 profit, or spend 1, make 3, which is basically $2 profit. Different ways to think. I just want you to understand that 300% different ways to do it. Okay, so that's what we're shooting for. So based on this math, basically, we want to spend up to 5K. So this is your target CPA. This is everything, and now the rest, everything basically is based on this. Now we got to work backwards, depending on the client source. So the thing right before a client is leads, and we got to know what the lead conversion rate is. This, ideally, if you do a really good job of tracking, you know how many leads you get and how many clients you get. So to just say you get 10 leads and you sign up, retain 3, well, your conversion rate is 30%. Okay, so if that's the case, my target cost per lead is 30% of 5K. That means my target CPL, I'm willing to spend $1,500 per lead as long as I close 30% of them, which gives me a target CPA of 5,000. You got to know this conversion rate. And if you don't know it, take a best estimate. Usually a typical conversion rate is about 20%, 30%. Sometimes if it's you picking up on the phone and closing them, that could be higher, maybe even 50%. Right now, do an estimation. Out of 10 leads, how many do you usually sign up? And share with me in the chat what percentage that is. And chat, tell me how many, just take a best estimate.
In the last 12 months, I've actually passed the 50% mark. So I'm at 58%.
That's incredible. I hope you're converting as high as that. So again, in theory, you're willing to spend up to $2,500 per lead if you're signing up half of them. Yeah, I'm seeing the 40-50% amazing. Then you guys just need to get more leads because you're going to be able to sign them up. But typically, I always do conservative. And if it does better, then it does better. But 2 to 30% is like 20 to 30% is like typical. Okay, let's just go with the 1,500 that we conservatively said. Okay, that is our target CPL. And then next is how many leads do I need basically in order for me to sign that. So that's basically where we're at. If now that kind of lays out basically how much you're willing to spend to get these number of clients, and that kind of makes your budgeting a little bit easier. So Chad, for you, if my goal is to sign up 5 clients are worth 15,000 each. So if I get my 5 clients, my target revenue is this much. That means in theory, again, we wanted a 300% ROI. I'm going to divide that by 3. It means budget is 25K to sign up $75,000 worth of business. This will be your budget. And you're going to pretty much be evaluating these middle numbers to make sure that you are converting at the 30% and it's falling within your target CPL of 1,500. And that you also know how many leads you need to get in order for you to convert these 30% of your things. So if you want 5 clients, converting at 1/3 basically, so that's 15 leads you need basically with your $25,000 budget for you to do that. Once you do that, basically usually the conclusion is you should spend more, you should do more. And if your numbers are right and your conversion rates are right, it forces you to spend more. A lot of people, just for some reason, they could always do the standard. How much are you want to do? I want to do 2K, or they'll say 5K or 3K. Those are the numbers. But when you do it like that, that kind of opens you up. Now you're willing to spend more, do it. Let's go for it. Set the budget up front. I don't have any expectations throughout the week. But at the end of the month, did I meet those criteria? How did I do? What's my cost per lead? What's my cost acquisition? Oh, my cost per acquisition was below my 5K target. Okay, great. Let's go spend, let's double the budget. And let's continue doing that until we hit our target CPA of 5,000. And all of a sudden, before you know it, you're spending $40,000 a month. You're making 150K just because you're very clear with your math and you're already pre-planned before based on this. And that's how I now have the guts to be able to spend over 200K a month in ads, because I know my math and I kind of trust the system. Basically, I just go for it.
What's the target percentage of ad spending that you want to make in the entire year of, I mean, I guess we can expound upon what you're saying. So you're saying that if it's $75,000 over the course of a year, so you want to make it 30% of your total revenue about?
You don't want to do it based on revenue and things like that. I would do it based on this. Okay. You're asking how much of your top line revenue should be on marketing?
Yeah.
Usually typical from what I know is 30%. Good growth. Basically, that's where you want to be at. If you're not spending 30% of your revenue on marketing, you're not spending enough on marketing.
Okay.
I have some law firms that are like 70%, 80% of it goes back into the marketing because it's so profitable. I'm like, why not? Even though I don't collect the money now, but I know the math is there. I know what my cost per acquisition is, and I know what the expected average attorney's fees is down the line. So I eat up the costs now for the return in the future. And those are the investments that I make. I usually don't do real estate and things like that. I just go mine. It usually just goes right back and keeps doubling down. Does this calculation take into account cost of servicing these clients? If a client pays 15K, but it costs $7,500 to serve them, they're only worth $7,500. Ideally, that's why I wanted you to have create your target CPA. And usually for a 15K client, usually want to spend up to 1/3 on marketing. So that does not include the cost of servicing them. Hopefully to create targets so you spend up to that much. That doesn't mean you're going to be spending 5K. Hopefully you're spending like 2K or 3K, but for the sake of budgeting and planning and forecasting, you're willing to spend up to 5K. And hopefully you're setting up all these automations and virtual assistant systems that cut down on your costs. A lot of your employees cut down on that and make them more efficient so your cost becomes lower. But at least you give yourself good chance for you to get as many clients and to increase that top line revenue.
Lawyer Nation, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, take a moment right now to subscribe right below and turn on the bell notification to get notified every time I post a video, because right now I'm posting 5 videos a week, providing lots of value to lawyers. So click right here to subscribe, and to watch the next most relevant video, click right here. Go do it, go watch it.